This is not clickbait. If you're looking for a fragrance that is going to stand out, that is not generic, that is well balanced, that is rich, that is complex, that is smooth, that smells great and is completely unisex, you're going to want to stay around. This is my review on Purple Powder from Gallagher Fragrances. This is a beauty, trust me, stay tuned. What is good, YouTube? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikey Cologne, and today I have a great fragrance for you. What a pleasure this has been to test out and wear, and I cannot wait to just wear this more and more. I've fallen in love with this fragrance, and I'm telling you something now, there is no doubt about it that to me this is backup bottle worthy. And I don't say that really about a lot of fragrance, only the fragrances that I really do love. And this is one of them. This is coming from the House of Gallagher Fragrances, and this is Purple Powder. This is a 50ml bottle. It is at the Parfum concentration. I love the caps, nice and weighty, solid metal with the name of the house. And then you have the name of the fragrance, and you have some notes that are in the fragrance on the front. And the atomizer is good. And that juice, this is complex. There is a lot going on, but it opens up juicy. We're going to get into it. But before I get going, if you do enjoy my content, hit that subscribe button. It is completely free. Always press the bell because it will notify you when I drop a review at a later date. Plus, I have a code for you lot. If you're interested in a niche house or a niche fragrance house of unique luxury, I have a code for their website. It is Mikey-Coute23, and that will give you 15% off of your order, and I believe it is for the whole website. I'm going to read you the notes that are in this. There's a lot, and I know some people don't want to hear the notes, but it helps me explain the fragrance, and it helps me help you understand the fragrance, if that makes sense. Hold on to your chairs. Are you ready? You got yellow mandarin, Calabrian lemon, Liestas Cabiba, don't know what that is, bergamot, bitter orange, black and pink pepper, magnolia, lily, iris powder, Texas cedar, sweet acorn, amber benzoin, toasted cinnamon, patchouli heart, hay absolute, labdanum, Madagascar vanilla, absolute, styrax, vetiver and musk. A ton of notes. Do I get all the notes? No, but a lot of them I do. Now, how does Purple Powder open up? It opens up juicy, citrusy. You get a nice touch of that lemon up top, which adds a little bit of bite into the fragrance. But literally after a minute, the orange is noticeable. And then the fragrance, that is when it really does sit juicy. But with this, you start to pick up on the powdery side of this fragrance, which is the iris. But it doesn't come across smelling like iris. You just get that powder or that powdery facet from that accord. With this, the patchouli starts coming in. Now the patchouli here slowly starts to darken the fragrance. The patchouli comes across a little bit sweet as well because it's blending in with the citruses up top. So it's citrusy, you've got the patchouli, you've got the powder. Now, once it starts to settle in, a woodsy undertone comes through. With this, this is when now the fragrance really starts to warm up. You get balsamic, ambery touches. The fragrance starts gaining a little bit of a musky quality. That powder slowly amps up a little bit, dries down a bit more. The citruses calm down, but the citruses that are up top do stay with this fragrance nearly all the way through into the mid. But once it starts getting into the dry down, that is when the orange, the lemon, they do fizzle out. Now it's quite woodsy, quite powdery, ever so slightly earthy. this fragrance does have a nice dose of sweetness to it. It's not overly sweet, it's not sickly sweet, but straight out the gate, you get a nice touch of sweetness. It goes well with the citruses, it goes well with the powdery side of things, it helps out on the woodsy side of things. The florals here, to me, do give this a slight floral touch. Fellas, don't panic. It's not that noticeable. But what they do here is they smooth out the fragrance through the base or through the mid to the base, and they shape the fragrance almost, giving it, I would say, delicate, soft, smooth edges. But this fragrance isn't a wimp. No, no, no. When this first opens up, it opens up big. You're going to get a nice blast of that citrus. You're going to pick up the orange. You're going to start getting that powdery quality. And I'm not a lover of over powdery fragrances. This is not over powdery at all. As it dries down, the powder slowly turns up from the iris, but it never becomes too much. I would say semi-powdery at best. So if you're watching this and you don't enjoy powdery fragrances, I think you will be fine with this, because there is so much more going on. Woodsy, it goes fresh spicy to warm spicy. You've got the patchouli, a little bit earthy. You've got the citruses. Everything is balanced perfectly. That is why I say don't worry about the florals, because this is not a full-on floral fragrance. No, they're there, they're doing their job, but that is all they're doing. This is fantastic. It really is. To me, this is an all year round fragrance. I don't really get anything purple from it. Maybe the name purple powder just means, you know, the leaves of the iris flower, they're purple. So maybe it just means that. I don't get anything lipsticky from this fragrance. It does have a little bit of a creamy quality and a little bit of a buttery smoothness to it as it starts to settle in, but it's more so on the powdery side, but it definitely does have a creamy side as well. I can't say enough good things about this fragrance. Completely unisex, straight down the middle. This is not overly masculine, this is not overly feminine. This is an all year round fragrance to me. The only time I wouldn't reach for this is on blistering hot days. The opening is bright, yes, but once it starts to settle and it warms up, it turns, like I say, it turns creamy, buttery. It's got a little bit of thickness to it. Plus you get that ambery, balsamic tone in the fragrance. Fantastic. Right. Perfect places to wear this. I would wear this for going out. I really would. I would wear this dressed up if you're going to a nice dinner or a dinner date, or you're going to lunch. Or say if you've got an important meeting somewhere and you've got to dress up smart a little bit and you're wearing this, people are going to gravitate towards you because it is so easy and pleasing on the nose, yet it's not generic. To me, this is a mass appeal fragrance, definitely, but there's nothing here that's generic. You're not going to smell this and think to yourself, yep, that reminds me of that fragrance. Yep, that reminds me of that fragrance. I've smelled quite a few fragrances, and to me, this doesn't remind me of nothing that I've smelled anyway. But yet, I could pipe on about this all day. This is such a good fragrance. Backup bottle worthy, definitely. I will be getting another backup bottle. I'm going to get a few fragrances in the pipeline that I want to get, but this will be on my list of backup bottles. There's no doubt about it. One day you're going to be seeing two of these sitting behind me. There's a couple more that I sampled from the house. Man, I've got to dive deeper into this house. There's so many fragrance houses that I need to dive into, but I'm not a millionaire, so it's got to be brick by brick, day by day. Rome wasn't built in a day. But anyway, yeah, longevity, right. Push is good for the first hour. I mean, solid. It rains in, but still pushing until about the 3.5 hour mark. I would say by about the 5 to 5.5 hour, it's a skin scent, but it's still radiating a little bit. Like you haven't got to dig your nose straight in to pick it up. You can sort of linger your nose over your arm and you can still detect it on clothes. It is there for days. It fades out off my skin around the 8 hour mark. So solid longevity, solid projection, fantastic scent, smooth, high quality, complex. Yeah, this is a stunner. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is my full review of purple powder. I hope I explained that well enough for you lot to understand. Like I say, sometimes I jump all over the place a little bit because I get excited, I get carried away. But yeah, I'm very happy to have this in my collection. Let me know which fragrances you have tried from Gallagher Fragrances. I would love to hear your thoughts, your opinions. Do you own this? Have you tried this? If you haven't, I urge you, please get yourself a sample, please. Purple powder, it's not a powder bomb, trust me. And to me, it's not very purple. It's more juicy, creamy, spicy, woodsy, fresh, warm than what it is purple, trust me. Right, I appreciate everybody's support. And remember, smelling good's always a pleasure and never a chore. And I will see you lot on the next one. Cheers.